He has been named a super lawyer rising star and is one of the top 3 criminal defense attorneys in Kansas City. Attorney Kevin Wichman joins us this morning to fill us in on how the opioid crisis is turning into criminal charges for those affected. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, so I'm interested to know how you got into becoming a criminal defense attorney to begin with.
Well, I guess I started off always wanted to be looked to be a trial lawyer, and like doing being in court and doing trials for people, helping them out in that manner versus more of the paperwork.
Yeah.
And so I started off doing some more personal injury, some discrimination, some different types of cases, and I found my way into doing some traffic tickets just for some people, current clients, and some of those led into one that was a death of a person, killed somebody, and ended up doing a big trial on that and did well. And so I said, wow. And then I started doing more criminal cases, and that's about almost all my entire practice now.
No kidding.
So it's all criminals, and done murder cases, I've raped cases, traffic stuff, all sorts of domestic violence, a lot of drug cases, which is what we're here today.
And you deal with a lot of heavy stuff, and we don't always think about this affecting our community as much, or we like to kind of live a more sheltered life, or, pretend or stay away or avoid these types of situations. But they are happening every day, and the opioid crisis is huge. I mean, this is being called an epidemic. Have you seen a huge rise in those cases?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the last few years for sure, and it kind of took me as a shocker when I would see some of these people come in, and they're definitely just everyday people, people's sons, mothers.
Right.
Definitely all sorts. They're not the people that you would expect. They're not some kind of gangbangers or whoever else. They're just normal people, and with the opioids in particular.
Well,
so.
Do you think there's kind of like this idea that we have that, opioids are fine, or like, oh, it's prescription, so it's okay, but they are charged the same way as somebody using like heroin?
Yeah. We'll get into that. Yeah, I mean, it's just addictive, and what we were talking about with the epidemic, I guess, I think there's been a lot of attorney generals bringing on some cases, going after some of the pharmaceutical companies, too, for knowing that they've been a lot more addictive than they are, and kind of concealing that, and people get prescribed stuff, then they start, becoming addicted to it, or maybe their kids take some of it, or people start taking it from the medicine cabinet or whichever, and get addicted to it.
It's like sometimes you don't really realize what you're taking, and you don't realize how addictive it is.
Yeah.
But what kind of punishment would you face if you were charged with, having it, dealing it?
Right. Well, that's what I say. So, you have the people that, kind of take it, the mother or something like that, that gets addicted to it and starts taking more and more. And you also have the other people who are starting to deal it now as well, because it's become so popular, and realize that it's kind of an alternative to heroin or meth or some of the other street drugs. The charges are definitely felonies for sure. High-level felonies, definitely looking at jail time. It really depends on the type of drug it is. It also depends on the amount that you have with you. If you have probably more than 10 doses, you're starting to get into that category where it looks to be intent to distribute, which is a drug dealing. And you don't have to sell it either. You don't have to do it, but you'll get into that where it's presumed to have.
Why do
when
you have
so much
of it?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So it's just kind of presumed you'll get hit with those charges. Those are definitely felonies, high-level felonies, depending on the amount. So
this is very serious. If you find yourself in this situation, it's definitely a good call to give Kevin a call at 816-787-1LAW. You can go online at criminallawyerkc.com, or you can, of course, visit his office on Westport Road. We're also going to have a link to all of these details that you're seeing on your screen right now later on kclive.tv. And we thank you so much for coming in and sharing your knowledge with us.
Yeah, no problem.